Hey, what's going on, kings and queens? Good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Got Mother's Day coming up. Uh, it's May here in Atlanta. It's still kind of chilly in the morning, but thank God the pollen is mostly gone. Um, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Okay, so I'm here with a message for you, and so it's a message I've had for quite some time. If I told you how long I had this message, you'd probably be in shock. But anyways, what I'm trying to tell you is some of you have gifts, you have talents and abilities, and you've been running away from God. You've been running away from God, and you've been clinging to an old life that's familiar, and you're uncomfortable with change. And guess what, bro? Guess what, sis? I was the same way. Uncomfortable with change, different scenery, different, comfortable with the familiar, even though sometimes it's painful and more stressful. But it's what you know, it's your environment, it's what you grew up in. And what I'm basically saying to you is, as I usually say, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Some of you, you have such a high anointing and calling on your life, but your fear of rejection, your fear of what are people going to say about you, how people are going to perceive you, is blocking you from the next level. So I'm going to share you a little story about Ezekiel 3. And yes, Ezekiel 3 has showed up in this because it's related to this situation. So basically in Ezekiel 3, there was a messenger, a prophet, who had a message for the people of Israel. And God was having a conversation with him, giving them instructions on things to do and say to the people. And basically he was saying he's sending you in your own backyard to do your work. A lot of us had this mindset that we got to leave our hometown, our city, in order to reach success. But some of you, it's just you have to kind of pivot. You have to change the way that you're speaking to the people when you're using your gift. And there is a group of people out here who are receptive to your message. So don't get distracted by the haters, the few very loud, because they're like barking dogs. They like hyenas. Their voices are really loud. They're angry. They're negative. These people in your own backyard, your own zip code. And you're letting it stop you. You're letting what all the rumors, the gossip, everything people saying stop you. And what Ezekiel 3 is saying, I'm sending you right to do the work of God. And you're going to speak in a language that the people understand. So don't fear. Don't fear their angry looks. And you know what God showed me in the spirit? He showed me that your enemy's eyes are covered with mud. And what does that mean? This is powerful. This is going to release some of y'all. Your enemy's faces are covered with mud. All they see is the dirt of your past, because their hearts are still pure, still dirty. They're not pure in their thoughts either. It's amazing how we cling to the judgment and perceptions of people that don't even matter, bro. And we focus so much on the negative because we're wired for information. We're wired to feel emotions and vibrations. And some of you, if you just shift, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way myself, if you shift to the positive, it's going to be unfamiliar if you've been negative for a long time. But if you shift to the positive and focus on the people who do love and respect you and accept you and value you, your life is going to change. You're literally going to attract your dream wife, your dream husband, that dream house, that dream job. But you have to stop in some ways, and God is speaking to me. You're making an idol out of your haters. You're making people way too relevant that have nothing but ill will for you. And what God is showing me in the spirit, he's covering their eyes with mud. He's confusing your enemies. They crave information. It's crazy. Like, the people that despise you the most, they in your business the most. It's the craziest thing in the world. It makes no sense. And all this fake stuff that's going on, you just have to tune it out, bro. You have to make a conscious choice to be positive, even if you are in a negative environment, a negative situation. And what Ezekiel 3 is telling me is that people are going to rebel against you. People are going to reject you sometimes, but that doesn't mean you stop the will of God and you stop doing what God called you to do. Trust me, I delayed gratification in my life for many seasons out of fear of what people are going to say. And you get to a point where you stop going, wanting to go around the same mountain, going through the same cycles, all out of fear, letting fear paralyze you, letting what people think, what people going to say. Who cares, bro? Like, you have to get to a point where a lot of us, we have to toughen up. We got to have thicker skin. We got to let stuff roll off our back, just like duck off of water, like water off a duck's back. Like, stop letting the word curses, the negativity, the gossip, the rejection of people who don't even like themselves. Like, stop letting that paralyze you. And I know it's an old saying, but misery loves company. And you have to get to a point where you love yourself so much and you know who you are and you're so comfortable in your own purpose and the own power and authority that God put in you that it doesn't matter what anybody says. You have to stop letting the perception of others become your reality. Because that's all it is. At the end of the day, it's just their opinion, is what they have to say. Does it mean it's factual? Sometimes a little bit, but it's usually come from a place of judgment, negativity, and it comes from a place where people are speaking about things that they don't know. And when people don't know things about you, when you're mysterious, you quiet, you keep to yourself, people make all types of assumptions about who you are and what you're up to, but it doesn't matter, bro. Focus on what you got on your mind. Stop. Tune the social media out. Mute your timeline. Put your phone on airplane mode. Put your phone on do not disturb and get busy, man. God's got something for you. But you have to stop willingly putting yourself in harm's way. And what I mean by that is stop putting yourself in a lion's den. Stop running back to people who have knowingly hurt you, and you set up a boundary, and then you develop that soft heart again, and instead of showing tough love and sticking to your guns, you let that person right back into your life that has hurt you a million times. You got to accept the will of God when he's closing a door. And there's some situations where you have to give people grace. You have to be patient enough to watch them grow as they go through a process. But there's also situations where God is knowingly closing the door and you keep running back to that same negative environment. Them same fake frenemies, them same toxic circles, the same coworker that's two-faced. Like, you have to realize and use your discernment, what God gave you in your spirit. When you feel uncomfortable around a person like 24/7, that's a good indication that there's some type of negative frequency that they're giving off that your body is picking up on. And when you're highly empathetic and, have discernment and all that kind of stuff like me, you pick up on this stuff instantly. So it's like something you have to learn how to tame, so you don't always absorb other people's emotions and energy and take it as your own. But what I'm saying to y'all is, man, keep going. Stop being distracted. You could do it. You could do it, bro. You could do it, sis. I'm gonna speak to you about a dream. This is the second part of the video. So basically, there was a situation where I was dating this young lady. We were spending time together, kind of getting busy doing things that we weren't supposed to be doing in the first place. And I was in her place of residence, her apartment, and she left and got in the shower. And for some reason, something led me to go look at a computer screen that was blank. It was white at the moment. And then I clicked the mouse, and then I saw a dating profile. And I seen all these different chats and text messages. And don't take this the wrong way. This is not an encouragement to invade people's privacy and go through their phone and go through your boyfriend email. Don't take this the wrong way. But I'm telling you what this dream really means if you just listen with me for a minute. And I saw all these things, and basically she was living a double life. And watch this. This is gonna change some of this is gonna hurt some. This is gonna persecute your heart, but this is gonna be real. And so basically, there was the second part of the dream. After I saw that, after she got out the shower, we went out to dinner, and there was money on the ground. and all the money on the ground had her ex-lover's face on it. Now, what does this mean? There was basically a situation where her ex-lover invested so much into her financially, emotionally, spiritually, that he wanted to have control over every aspect of her life. And this is a real situation that actually occurred in real life. It was just like the dream was like more so the spiritual manifestation of what was occurring in real life. It's a real life situation when I was at a particular school interested in a certain person, and no matter what I tried to do, like we were kind of messing around when we weren't supposed to. Like, she was in a committed relationship. I didn't have integrity. I wasn't doing the right thing in the first place, and we were kind of sneaking around. And then every so often, her boyfriend, who also went to the same school, would just pop up, and they were like on and off one minute, and it was so many inconsistent things that I got hurt in the process because I didn't have enough wisdom to know that, hey, this is a toxic situation. And what I'm about to reveal to you is that some of us are living double lives. We double-minded. We have one foot in the past and we trying to get to the future, but we clinging to the past, to the things that need to be removed from us too much. We're trying to live out our old glory days, and we're not even realizing that season ended a long time ago. So what I'm saying to you is, if you feel something in your spirit that something isn't right, that things are out of alignment, first of all, check yourself. Because a lot of us have this victim mindset where we blame everybody else and it's everybody else's fault, when really it's our own attitude and negativity and energy that be getting in our own way. So that is a thing too. But there is a such thing as sometimes you will be persecuted in your own environment, in your own, zip code, and you have to develop thick skin. Don't give up. Don't get weary in the process. Don't get mad about the friendships that didn't work out, the people that betrayed you. It's part of the process. If you want to be successful, if you want to be anything in this life, you're going to experience pain. Nothing comes without a cost. And sometimes you have to be willing to sacrifice things. The isolation, the loneliness that comes with the isolation, it's a season. It's not a permanent residence for you. And you have to be okay that everybody can't go with you. Now, does that mean you harbor resentment and don't speak to people when you see them in a future season of your life and try to fight them and all that crazy stuff? No. But you have to use discernment. You'll feel it in your spirit if the person is on the same BS. So what I'm saying to you is, sometime in life you just got to let go of the old to receive the new. What sense does it make to, let me give you this analogy right quick, and this is going to set some of y'all free. What sense does it make to have a house that was just built in 2024 with furniture from 1985? Now let that sink in. I love y'all. Be blessed.